Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Welcome back to another session with the older man. Today, my friends, we're going to jump into this viral event that is taking place. And I think it is absolutely necessary for men to be aware of the woman that they get involved with. Men really have to take time. But also, listen, ladies, you have to freaking take some time to understand what you're getting involved with. With my show with Noha, the last videos that a lot of you guys didn't like her attitude, I explained to her one of the major things about finding a partner is that women, you all have to stop looking at the shiny object and focus on the character of the man. What are the shiny objects? The money, the easy life. You got to stop focusing on that and focus on the character of the man. I know every single one of you want the soft life. You all do. But unfortunately, 99% of you aren't going to get a soft life. There is a cost for everything. And so we're going to dive into the subject of the trophy wife. This woman who has entered into a relationship after 1 week, one freaking week of knowing a man, got married to him, this high net worth man. This woman has been influenced by the Sierra Sevens of this world, the sprinkle woman. Go out there and get that man, do whatever it takes. And she's a single mother. She's a single mother, and she's been touched, that's all I'm going to say, in the past from her relatives. And I'm giving you this background story. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this story already, but there's so many lessons here, both for women and men. Before we get into it, my friends, subscribe. Please book a session and also join our membership system. So we're going to get into the video that actually went viral, which she posted. She has a channel, and her channel is all about being a trophy wife. Sort of a spin-off of the Sierra Sevens and explaining to women how to capture that man, that rich man, quickly, like she did. So now she's accusing that high net worth man of touching her daughter. This is going to come down to who you believe. Don't believe all women. Be careful, ladies, who you marry. Don't just look at the shiny objects and think that just because the man has money, he has character. And I'm going to give you my analysis as an older man looking at this video, what I think about it. Because I don't think, I have my impression. So all I can say is, listen, man, if you see what I see, by all means, let me know. But I'm not going to hold back, and I'm not going to pull any punches on this one. Because I'm really tired of a lot of these women that we should believe at all times.
Trimester, and yeah, I think I did post an update in the community section when the baby was born. And I said that I would be back soon, and that was a few months ago now. I thought that when I came back on here that it would be to maybe do like some kind of newborn favorites or meet my new baby or something like that, but unfortunately, it's been a little over a month since I had to end up leaving my husband.
Now, I play you that speed. That's the regular speed of this video, but she really drags this out. And I want to basically speed up this video because it's a bit long. So I'm going to play it twice the speed for you guys in the edit so that you all don't have to sit through a lot of the pauses in the... But I want you to note the flavor of this video, how it started. It's a woman who's supposed to be in distress, and she's trying to make you see that distress, and she's sitting in front of a camera telling you about a story that's going to be horrific. So hold on to your hats, gentlemen.
I honestly don't even really know where to start with this, just because it's just such a hard topic. And I honestly thought that by the time I got on here that I wouldn't have any tears left because I've just cried so much. It's like I built this channel and this whole brand around being this man's wife and trying to teach other women how to attract good men and provider men and all these different things. And I truly held my husband, or saw him, as the bar for what every woman should, type of man that, or type of husband that every woman should aspire to have. And I didn't realize that the person I married was actually going to be my biggest nightmare.
You married the guy after a week of knowing him. How the hell can you be out here advising people on how to freaking find a man? A week. Make that shit make sense. You are a relationship coach because you found a man after a week. No person in their right freaking mind marries a man in a week. If you're a man, you don't freaking marry a woman after a week, especially a single mother. Are you insane? A single mother with 2 kids. This man would marry, a high-value man marries a woman after a week. Both of you are idiots. But the bigger idiot is the one who thinks that she can be a Sierra 7 who manipulates men into spending their money on them and decides to become a relationship coach. And has a channel called The Trophy Wife. Man, you can't make this shit up. Seriously. Christ.
So, basically, when I first met my husband, as I've already talked about in another video, I think it was my single mom video, I explained, a little bit about how we met. And I really thought that man was my Prince Charming.
You see the kind of stupidity we men have to deal with. My Prince Charming. The whole Disney fairy tale bullshit have infiltrated so many of these women's heads that they make dumb, stupid life decisions. It's literally like talking to a immature child. And this is a Ras woman with 2 kids. Sorry, I gotta hold myself back because when I listen to this, I just don't understand why we're here, especially with black women. These are supposed to be the pinnacle of new growth and new hope because the black woman, our ancestors came from freaking oblivion, from nothing. And this is what we've created. This is the result of the blood, sweat, tears that our ancestors freaking strive to achieve. This is the end result.
So when I first met my husband, I thought that he was my Prince Charming. I thought that he was my knight in shining armor, and he portrayed himself to be this amazing, upright, righteous Christian man. And I believed him. I think shortly after we got married, and this is something that I haven't talked about, I started noticing like certain things changed with him.
Oh, after the week, you saw something changed in him? You didn't see anything change. You just seen the same person, but you never gave it any time to see this part of the person. Oh.
And I just started to see a few things that I didn't like, but I honestly thought that some of these were things that I could get past. It's like sad to even say like I could get past some of these things. I don't even know where to start. 6 weeks ago, I was changing my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter, and I noticed that when I changed her, she was red and very sensitive. And immediately, my first thought was, did someone touch her? Oh, God. Gosh. So I asked her, I said, baby, did somebody touch you? And she ended up saying it was Daddy.
I just have a hard time. I zoomed in on her face. There's no tears there. And she's wiping, pretending like she's wiping something. And there's too much thought process in this whole video. Listen, it's a sad story. Guys, I want to believe it. I want to feel that, okay, man, something's here. But something's off, gentlemen. Something is off. I'm sorry. Another thing I noticed, listen, I study body language, man. When she said it, before she revealed and she was going to wipe her face, she fixed her hair before she wiped her eyes. Even though there was nothing in the hair to fix, there was no hair falling over her face, she fixed her hair before she wiped her eye. She was more concerned about how she looks and how she appears rather than her pain. I don't fully believe her. I'm sorry. I know the majority of the internet believes her. I've done some research and I've seen many women who are up in arms. I don't know, man. Let's continue.
I felt like my world ended on that day.
I'm zooming in. There's no tears. I'm sorry. There are no tears. There are no tears coming. Nothing.
My husband wasn't home at the time when she told me, but I knew he would be coming home soon, so all I could do was just say, don't tell him that you told me. And I just instantly started trying to think of how I could get my kids out of the house, because I knew if I confronted him or asked him about it, that he would just lie, and that he would probably just continue to keep doing stuff to her, but just become more covert or more sneaky or whatever. As soon as my husband got home, he was actually picking up the boys from school, my 2 older boys from school. As soon as he got home, I told him that I was going to go Halloween shopping with my sister because I just needed an excuse to get out of the house with all the kids. And I knew if I said something like, oh, I'm going to the grocery store, that it would be suspicious. Like, why am I bringing all the kids and, like, packing things, like, things that we would need and things like that. So going Halloween shopping was the best thing I could think of to just hurry up and get the kids out of the house. I'm sorry, I had to get myself together. So when I got to the hospital, they basically told me that we had to go to another hospital because they didn't do physical exams, like that kind of physical exam there. So a police officer escorted the kids and I to another hospital where they were able to evaluate my daughters. It ended up coming out that he had actually been touching both of my daughters, who are only 2 and 4 years old. It still feels like a dream. Like, when this first happened, I just kept waking up every day and just hoping that this was a dream. Because it's literally my worst nightmare. It's my worst nightmare. I myself am a product of RAPE. That's how I came to be. And was also, abused as a child by a neighbor's husband. And I specifically prayed to God that my children would never, ever, ever have to go through this. And I'm just not quite sure how this happened, why this happened. I just don't know how he was able to get away with it and so sneaky, because with my own trauma, I watch my kids like a hawk. Like, I don't like them sitting on people's laps. None of that. And he knows how much I cannot stand men like him. And to think, like, I couldn't even go to sleep in my own house and know that my children are safe. Just by me going to sleep, my children were left unprotected.
Listen, man, I think to myself as a father of my two girls, I would freaking kill anybody who did that to my daughters. If they were, when they were infants. That was always my greatest fear when we made them go and do sleepovers at other parents' house, etc. So I understand. I have to empathize with the story itself, right? But I'm a logically thinking individual. If you had these fears, then you would have been extra cautious. You should have seen the red flags. If you had given that man more time, 9 months, a year before you marry him, before you allow him to be around your kids, before you get him to integrate into your family. And gentlemen, this is one of the primary freaking reason you do not marry or get involved with a single mother with girls. That is your worst freaking nightmare. I said this in my video 2 years ago. 7 reasons not to marry a single mother. Mr. Kevin Samuels warned you the same thing. Men are most vulnerable, incredibly vulnerable, when they get involved with a woman that has girls. Because in my video, I emphasize teenage rage. Because all a young teenager who's not your daughter has to say to mama, oh, I saw him looking at me when I came out of the shower. Oh, he touched me when he was putting on my helping me with my coat. Oh, he did this. I saw him do that. And the mother will never look at you the same way again. Even if she don't believe the child, that seed has been planted in your relationship where that motherly instinct will kick in, and you will be put in a different place as you were originally. Your relationship will immediately be tarnished. The vulnerability of a man exposed to these type of problems isn't worth going and being with a single mother. And the fact that this is a high-value man, a high-earning man, who has put himself in this situation, you, sir, are a freaking idiot simp. You should never have freaking married a woman. And this is the part that I am upset about. If you actually did this, sir, you already know that you are a predator. You are looking for an easy prey. I'm going to say this woman, she was an easy prey. It's an easy prey to satisfy your sick, perverted urges, right? But this could have easily have been sold from her side. Take time, do some background checks, check shit out, make sure that he's the man. Listen, man. A woman will go and she will research the Birkin bag, the Chanel bag. She will know everything about that red bottom shoe. She'll know the price, how to distinguish between the fakes and how to distinguish between the real ones. She will know everything about a freaking cosmetic product before she buys it. But the second she sees a rich man, boom, she don't give a shit about anything else. She didn't care about her kids when she thought about this man. She didn't. All she saw was the bag because she follows this idiot, the Sierra 7 and this sprinkle fool. That's who she followed. It got to the point where the sprinkle lady, Sierra 7, she rebutted when other people were saying that she was following her. She came back with this video.
Mentality. If anybody marries somebody after 1 week, they dumb. I'm sorry. Sprinkle. You dumb enough to do that, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry. But if you're sitting out there, you learned everything from me. Did you learn how to be smart? Did you learn how not to be desperate? You didn't learn from me. Did you hear when I said stop being desperate? Did you hear when I said don't be a pygmisha? Did you hear when I talked about background checks? Did you hear when I talked about all this other stuff? About not dealing with men if you have kids until they're old and grown enough to speak for themselves and be in school and whatnot. Did you not hear when I said all of that? Don't blame me. I tell people all the time, don't say my name if you are desperate and being pygmisha. Don't claim me. If you are desperate and you're not smart enough. Sprinkle mentality.
Listen, I don't agree with pretty much 99% of what this parasite teaches all the women, but I got to agree with her in this respect. Because if the woman didn't listen to this part of her, then she's an idiot. Because this is common sense material right here. You know, as I'm doing my research, I came across the Coffee Bod podcast, and he had a piece on this same subject. I had to use this video from him because it shows you the bullshit, man.
Coin, and how a lot of people confuse that to mean that their values and goals and their message aligned. Check it out.
It's about the way you dress. It's about the way you talk. If you can't do that, it's going to be very hard for you to transition from being sugar baby to being trophy wife.
At the same exact time that her and her ex's lease was about to end and she couldn't stay there no more, because again, it was her and her ex's place, she said the husband to be, but ain't the husband just yet.
It was so embarrassing to admit, but I was like, I need a place to stay because my lease is ending and I just broke up with my boyfriend, and maybe, even if it's just like for a couple weeks, you know, it's okay.
Husband to be says,
got him. We got him.
You move in with me, you might as well consider yourself my wife. She says, what? I should? Oh, okay. Well, if you're really bowdy, I'm really bowdy. So what's up? Since he was talking about getting married, Isa said, you know what? I just got paid. I'm about to go get him a little ring.
So I had just got paid, seriously entertaining the idea of getting married. So I'm going to go and get the wedding ring.
She shows him the ring that she got him on their FaceTime. She said, look, babe.
Are you guys following this story? Lease is ending with the ex. Sees a man who she has labeled as the man who's going to put her in the position of her dream job, being a trophy wife, right? My lease is ending. I have nowhere to stay. She's in a highly desperate situation. He says, well, might as well be my wife and move in with me. She's obviously in a slightly desperate and vulnerable situation there. And she decides to go buy a ring for this guy, right? Who, it doesn't sound like they've really known each other for that long. Let's keep listening.
You and me shall never part. What you think? And he said, oh, okay. That's cool, baby. That's cool. Let me call you back after Chipotle deliver this burrito. And she was like, dang, you ain't got no Chipotle where you live at. Anyway, they get married at the courthouse the very next week. And
are you listening to this? Got the ring in a week.
Put that coffee down.
ISIS goes on to teach people how to get married in less than a year.
That's it. That's a story of how she met her husband. If any woman told me they were about to do this, I would strongly encourage them to not. And I think most people who drink coffee would hear that story and say, okay, so you really didn't know this person that well before actually marrying him, which is what it sounds like.
Exactly. Any freaking common sense channel out there that is ran by a man would say, don't do that. Every content creator out here would probably give her the same advice. But no. Oh, that's shiny object. Ooh, money. So now she's out here crying foul to this man.
This is the photo of the trophy wife's husband who she accused of violating their 2-year-old and 4-year-old daughters.
So this man's face is all over the internet. Now you think anyone is going to do any business with this man? You think anyone is going to touch this man who's anywhere near reputable? No. But of course, you wake up this morning and the story takes a twist.
I am the niece of the trophy wife's husband. Hello, everyone. My name is Dee, and I am the niece of the trophy wife's husband. Now, I know you know who the trophy wife is because she's been going up and down my timeline for the last couple of days. Her name is Isis, or Paloma, which is her real name. This lady is completely insane. Let's just start from there. Background story, her and my uncle got together really quick. From what I've been seeing and what I've been told, she thought that she was getting a come up with my uncle. But then when things didn't go her way and she pretty much seen that she could no longer hide the things that she was doing behind closed doors, she ended up trying to find a different route, which was to come on here and lie to you all and tell you that her daughter had been touched by her dad, which that is not the case. Her daughter had been touched by her son, and she didn't want anybody to know because she wanted to try to make it seem like my uncle was the bad guy because she wasn't getting what she wanted in the divorce. For you smart ladies out there who sat up there and thought to yourselves, oh, this cannot be true. This can't be, something that a woman would allow, which it's not. It's not something that a woman would allow. I am a victim of sexual or whatever you want to call it. And I don't appreciate one bit of the accusations being put out there, especially not just because they're fake, not just because they're out there just for clout.
I see another brick face incident here, my friends. I told you from the first video, something's off with this woman. Something's off with her story. This is another woman who's coming forth and saying, yeah, don't listen to this woman. I strongly think that this is going to blow up in this bloody woman's face. Because after this man's reputation's been destroyed, but let's finish listening to the story.
But because of the fact that this involves a family member of mine who I care about dearly, multiple family members, if you want to put that out there, because the kids are my family too. The boys are somebody else's. The girls and the last baby are a part of my family. And if they're being harmed in any kind of way, I definitely would want to stand up for them, for sure. Her son is the one that the baby first initially said that was touching her. My grandmother was changing the baby one day, and she seen that it was red down there, and she said that her brother did it. Now, when they went to court, the court did not believe what she was saying because Paloma had already Isis had already put out a case against my uncle because my uncle was furious when he found out that her oldest son was touching the girls. So he went out and tried to, seek help to figure out what he should do about getting her son away from the girls so that they would no longer have to go through this. But as soon as he did that, Isis went and took papers out on him claiming that he did it because she didn't want her son to go down for it. On top of all of this, she's sitting over here acting like she's the best parent in the world when if y'all go look for yourself, y'all will see that she has a child abuse case of her own. Her youngest son she tried to put it on my uncle that he abused her youngest son which loves my uncle to death. But the day that her and her ex tried to put out there that my uncle had abused her son, he wasn't in the state. He wasn't nowhere near. So once they went to the hospital and they took the little boy to the hospital, the one thing that they didn't do this time is the social workers pulled him aside and started asking him questions and asked him, who hurt you? Come to find out, the little boy told and said that it was her. Not only that, her oldest son has sent my uncle threatening messages. He has rubbed poop on the walls at multiple family members' house, including theirs. He has pushed his younger brother down the stairs to the point where he had a concussion, and she didn't want to take him to the hospital because she didn't want them to know that she had, a son that had been abusing all her other kids.
There are no men in the picture. Single mothers make the worst product. Single mothers are destroying our future men. Single mothers make the worst kids. Yes, I'm saying it straight up. This is a narcissistic, self-centered, egocentric woman who basically focuses on her glam and the flashy things. She's more concerned about clout and how other people perceives her life to be grand and great. Now she's going through a divorce. That whole glam life is gone. It has just crumbled. The facade, the fairy tale just went poof. She's going through a freaking divorce. So what do you think she's going to do right now as she's leaving the glitzy world, the fantasy that she created for you all? She's going to go out with a fucking bang, and she's going to make a big grab for the last bit of money she can get. The GoFundMe page. So if you look at the video with her on this, after that, there's a link for a GoFundMe. That's what made me suspicious in the first place. The GoFundMe. Follow the money, gentlemen. Follow the money. Never take your eyes off of where the money is coming from. Let's just finish this up.
And then not only that, he hasn't just touched the two girls. He's touched all three of the kids. He's touched his little brother. He's touched his 4-year-old sister. And he's touched his 2-year-old sister. But all of this will come out eventually. My uncle cannot say anything right now because the case is still open. But my thing is, you sitting over here saying that he did all of this stuff, but if he did, the police themselves said that he would be in jail. They would have took him to jail as soon as the hospital said, oh my gosh, the baby's been touched. He would have been in booking right away. He wouldn't be out right now working. He wouldn't be out right now being bothered with all of this extra stuff that you're putting on him because of the fact that you want money. Like what mother uses this platform to sit up there and say, my babies have been, or my babies have been touched, excuse me, and then sit over there and then try to put a GoFundMe page up. Do you know why she's putting that GoFundMe page up? Because my uncle has had enough. He's not giving you any money. He's not sitting over there playing into your little schemes where she sits over there and tries to have her kid's father call his phone to get him to talk to the kids so that she can say he's in breach of a restraining order.
Follow the money, gentlemen. Follow the money. Ooh, this is just textbook example of why you leave single mothers alone. This is why, ladies, you do not have kids out of wedlock. This is why you do not leave your husband if you have a child. This is why you choose carefully the man that you're going to give your womb to. Can you see how it all interconnects now? Gentlemen, just because she looks hot doesn't mean that she is a good wife or a good person. Take time to vet women properly, especially, and I'm telling you, especially the beautiful ones. Because usually those are the ones that come with the most BS behind them. Those are the ones that has the most trauma because they've had opportunities to go through more and more men. Those are the ones that have been grown and groomed with privilege and visions of grandeur. Those are the ones that live in a delusional world. And when reality hit them hard, they don't know how to handle it.
This girl has up to $2,000 already on GoFundMe. Probably more now because I haven't even checked this morning. But it's crazy how y'all will go for a black man or go for any man off of what a woman says. Like women don't lie every day to get ahead. I am a strong advocate for black women, for women in general, for people in general. But men, I feel like we need to just slow down a little bit and not always think that they're the bad guys, because it goes both ways. And I am a mother of a black little boy. So for me, I can understand why she would want to cover up for her son. But at the same time, me personally, if my son is doing anything like that and I have other kids, I want to get him the best help possible away from his siblings until he is confirmed better. And I know he's no longer a threat to the other kids in the house, because you can't just sit over there and single out one kid and be like, oh, I'm going to protect this one, but whatever happens to the other ones just happens. That's not okay. What the one thing that you don't realize is that man that has that money, he's also got a little brain in his head too. So he also is already aware of these women that's coming out here to do these things to him or to try to trap him in these ways. Everything that I'm telling you right now on this computer screen or on this platform, I'm letting you know that this is the truth. This woman is no records that that little girl has been touched by my uncle. No records. But it is a record that she had a diaper rash. It is a record that she has child abuse charges against her. It is record that her son has sent my uncle threatening messages. It is a record that she's not telling the whole truth on this platform, what she said in the courtroom that she had my nieces sitting in looking at the wall the whole entire time so that they wouldn't get emotional looking at my uncle because they love their daddy. And now he has to suffer without seeing his kids because of the fact that this woman wants to lie and slander his name because she did not get what she wanted in the divorce. The divorce that she did not put out there, by the way. Because me personally, if anybody had did anything to my kid, oh, baby, I'm going down there first thing and divorcing this person. I'm not about to sit over there and wait. If anybody rapes me or takes my goods without me and my knowledge or without me saying yes, oh, baby, I'm not about to stay married to somebody like that. That's crazy. But for you to sit over there and say that he's done all these terrible things to you, and yet it took him to divorce you and not you to divorce him. Open your eyes, ladies. Stop being stupid, because this girl is full of lies. Full of lies. Everything y'all heard. First off, let me ask you. Let me get this. Look, who wipes their eyes all the way up here like this when you're crying? Huh? Who does that? Nobody. If I'm wiping my face, I'm wiping all down here because I'm a sloppy crier. And I'm pretty sure most of y'all are too. I don't know why y'all sitting over there trying to act like them housewives doing all that little... No. Let them tears drop if you real. Because if I'm talking about my baby and something like that happened, oh, I don't care if it's ugly cry or not. I'm gonna have snot and everything coming down my face. But this girl could barely even look at the camera the entire time she was talking on this video. I have no reason to lie to y'all, but I want to let y'all know that the disrespect for my uncle, it has to stop, because this man has done nothing. And the reason why you don't hear him saying anything is because he knows that this is an open case. And when you have an open case, just like we see on The Housewives with Karen Huger and anybody else that goes through a case, you cannot talk about it until the case is over. So ISIS, this is my message to you. I hope to God that you got your ducks in a row. I hope you hired a new lawyer after the last lawyer sat up there and took herself away from your case because she seen that it was no case. So I hope you hired a really good lawyer, or I hope these people give you enough money to where you can get you a good lawyer, because baby, you going under the jail. And I hope these people crucify you for all the lies that you have got on here and told. You are not a good person. You are not a good mother. You only, and even right now, you're still out there looking for the next victim. You're out here looking for the next victim, and that's so, like, I'm laughing because that's so fucking sad. But you need not come for me and mine. You need to know that, because this man does not deserve it. And I know some that do, but he doesn't. So for all of you out there that had the good mind of thinking that she was a liar and that she was just putting on to get sympathy points, yes, she is. And I'm sorry that the rest of you fell for the okie doke and you have egg on your face right now.
My friends, all right, this has been a long one, but listen, I hope you guys learn a lot of lessons from this. I've tried to speed up the videos so it wouldn't drag out too long, but please, gentlemen, take the lessons from this. Take the lessons from an older man, all right? So my friends, listen, book a session with me if you need any help in your relationship, with life, your business, with building a social media channel, etc. I'm here for you, okay? And of course, join our membership site. Completely free, no strings attached. All right? So until next time, my friends, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.